Many homeowners are recommended to get at least 3 quotes before they move forward on a project. And in this process, we've found a lot of homeowners get multiple quotes, and we have been told we are the most thorough in the presentation. Welcome to the Deck by Design website. I'm your host, Gabriel Haas. I want to thank you. I appreciate you for taking your time to visit our website. And while I've got you here, I'd like to explain what is the Deck by Design difference. So what makes us different from our contemporaries? It's a great question. So we would start with our consultation and design process. So there's the initial point of contact. You reach out to Deck by Design either through phone call, text message, email, social media messaging, however it is you find us and you reach out to us. And so from that initial point of contact, we're going to send you a questionnaire. Now we can either email it to you, we can text it to you, or we can get you on the phone and we can read the questionnaire to you line by line and get your answers. And basically what this questionnaire does is it's a little bit of discovery of your wants, needs, budget, style, the size of the deck you're looking for, the size of the pavilion or pergola you're looking for. So we really just want to have a discovery conversation where we get to know a little bit about you, your needs, and your project. From that initial point of contact with that questionnaire, we will actually be able to give you some rough ballpark figures. If that rough ballpark figure is in alignment with your budget, and if you're interested, then we move forward with the next phase, which is the presentation and design consultation. So we've been told by many people, many parties, that we have the most thorough presentation in the market. As I'm sure you're well aware, many homeowners are recommended to get at least 3 quotes before they move forward on a project. And in this process, we've found a lot of homeowners get multiple quotes, and we have been told we are the most thorough in the presentation. So during the presentation, we're going to show you all the products that we recommend for decking, railing, framing, and then we're going to show you all of the customizations, add-ons, all the things you can add to a deck to make it more sui generis, more bespoke. And then during this consultation, we're going to share all these products with you, all this information with you, and then we're going to work with you to help you create the design that best fits your wants, style, needs, and budget. So part of this is listening. It's our duty to listen to you, make sure we have good communication with you, make sure you're heard and understood so that we can offer the right solution for your unique set of needs. So then once this meeting is over with, it usually takes about 2 weeks or less to get the initial quote out to you. Now the initial quote is just that. It's just the first round of quotes, okay? And we give our homeowners as many revisions as needed to get that quote right. So if the first round of quotes we get back to you, you're reading them over and you notice, at first we wanted 1 set of steps, but we thought about it, Gabriel, now we want 2. We thought we wanted this railing, but we'd actually like this railing. Can we scratch this design? I actually don't like this shape, and I'd like to look at a different shape. We're fine with that. We're happy to be accommodating. So we're going to give you as many revisions as needed in order for you to feel comfortable with the scope of work that we're going to be accomplishing for you. So we keep going through the quoting process until we find the perfect deck for you. It checks all your boxes. It meets your wants, your needs, your budget, your style. And so now you're ready to move forward with us. Okay, great. So we have a clear, concise scope of work. And we have a fully finished 3D model. The best time to start something is once it's already finished. Okay? So I have your deck fully finished in my mind, fully finished in a 3D model, fully finished in a clear, concise scope of work, before we ever dig a hole. And not only do I have it fully finished in my mind, it's also fully finished in your mind. So we are completely in agreement. There's no miscommunication. The worst thing that could happen between a builder and a homeowner is a builder is partially done with the deck, or maybe even fully finished with the deck, and then the homeowner comes home from work and they look at the deck and they go, this isn't what I had in mind. This isn't what I visualized in my mind. I thought it was going to look like this. I thought it was going to be different. That's the worst thing that could ever happen. The communication has been broken. The trust has been lost. It is my duty as a servant to make sure our communication is so above and beyond that that situation will never happen. That's my duty. That's my team's duty. Okay, so that is what makes us different in our consultation and design process. Now, what makes us different in our building process? Another great question. And if I had to sum it up in one pithy, concise comment, I would say artisanal masterpieces with structural integrity. That is a one-liner that I would say completely sums up what makes us different. Now, let's talk a little bit about it. Our foundation. Deck by Design goes above and beyond the minimum requirements for depth and width of holes. We dig our holes deeper and wider than code requires. Posts. We often use larger posts than required or larger posts than the competition, and we carefully notch our posts so that our beams are direct bearing, and we make sure not to overcut our notches to invite rot. Joists and beams. What are joists and beams? These are the structural members of wood that bear the weight of the deck. This is your skeleton. If you think about the human body, how it has a skeleton, your joists and beams are the skeleton of your deck. Deck by Design intentionally uses larger, stronger boards than the minimum requirements. This gives us a solid weight-bearing structure. The ledger board. The ledger board is the member of the deck that binds your deck to your home. Okay? The ledger is how we hang the deck on your home. Now, we protect the house from water damage with two types of water prevention flashing. Some companies use one, we use two. And we use extra hardware for lateral load. So at Deck by Design, we don't just focus on the vertical load, which is very important, we also focus on the lateral load. So we're protecting your structure from two different types of movement, vertical and lateral. That's very important. Code does not require this yet. Eventually code will catch up to us and they will start requiring lateral load bracing, but at this point in time, it's not required, but we do it anyways. Extra care. We're going to take the extra care every step of the deck building process, and we're going to give you a stronger, safer, more durable, and longer lasting project. Okay, that is our promise to you. Now, a standard deck is built with pressure treated pine. If we build a deck properly with pine, we could hope to get 30 years out of the structure. However, now we have composite framing lumber. So we have structural composite lumber that can replace all the wood members of the frame of the deck. The skeleton can now be made out of composite. And the TimberTech makes an aluminum framing, so we can also frame your deck completely out of aluminum. So our more affordable decks are still going to last 30 years. If you want to get into composite and aluminum, I don't know how long a deck could last if it was made out of aluminum. Could it last 50 years, 70, 100? Who knows? But at Deck by Design, we're going to do everything we can to make sure that you have the longest lasting deck possible. Again, I want to thank you for taking the time to visit our website, and I want to thank you for taking the time to learn about what makes Deck by Design different from its contemporaries. I wish you all the best, and I hope you have a phenomenal day. Thank you. Bye.